Okay, it's recording. Mm, Today is September the 10th. I know it's dark in here, but I want it to be. I just wanted to make this quick video record of today. Um, Again, it was September the 10th, 2013. I had to go to the Housing Authority today to submit my application for eligibility, which is a review. I've been here coming up on 2 years now. Will be 2 years in December. There was a little bit of, I wouldn't say concern, but irregularity. Was asked if I wanted to schedule a moving appointment to move out of this place into another apartment, and she said I would have to schedule an appointment to meet with somebody to work out the details of that. I did express some interest in that. However, she told me that I would have to be in their office for by November to do the meeting for a move out date in December, which is would be the 1st of December. I'm supposing that's when I signed the lease. That would be impossible for me to really find a place to live and make that happen in such a short period of time. The reason being is the apartment community that I'm leasing from had submitted a request to raise my rent. When I moved in here, the apartment was rated $50 less than what their market value is here for this apartment. The apartment complex company agreed to lease this apartment to me at $50 below their asking price for this apartment. However, upon the expiration of my first lease, they had submitted a request to raise the rent back that $50. I was informed that they were requesting that it would take some time for that procedure to go to happen, which was I forget exactly how long they said that it would be before they could submit the request. However, the case may be, I was told by the apartment community not to worry about it, that they had submitted the request to the housing folks, and as soon as their answer came back, then they would draw up a new lease contract for this apartment. Now I have no support if I were to lose my benefits here, and I would be homeless again. So to say that I'm living on eggshells is an understatement. I'm very nervous all the time about becoming homeless once again. It has subsided somewhat, but nevertheless, it is still a daily event that I must deal with, a stressor, if you will. At any rate, so the answer didn't come back before my original lease expired, which was would have been December. There's the annual date from when I moved in here, December the 1st, so that 1 year contract would have expired, December following year, which it did. I'm assuming now that I was in here with no lease contract for several months, and then sometime at the end of February, I believe. I don't know exactly when the date was, but I was made aware that housing had turned down their request for an increase, and so the burden was then placed on me as the apartment company did not. The apartment company didn't. They raised the rent. Um, why they asked for authorization, I don't understand. And then subsequently, like I said, it's all very confusing to me. I have just done basically, as information was presented to me, was okay. Well, here you need to sign the new lease contract now. It's ready, and your rent now is going to be X instead of Y. And so I just started paying the $299 a month versus the $249 a month that I had been paying, which I know to a lot of people seems like a very, very little for rent. However, I'm living off of about $1,000 a month right now, and trying to maintain and operate a vehicle and a telephone, which is a necessity these days. Feed myself. I do have cats, which I couldn't foresee myself living without something, as I'm really a reclusive person. I don't, from whatever mental problems that I suffer from, be it PTSD, from whichever causes it, the end result is that I don't want to interface with anybody, anywhere, anytime. I'm just overwhelmed with anxiety. Anything other than just being here, locked away from the world, which is where I'm comfortable. Having said that, I turned in my paperwork today. I don't know how this will go down. It seemed like I said, it was kind of irregular. It wasn't just the. It would have been much nicer if it was just a routine, but with this rate increase and stuff going on, I voiced a desire to meet with them to schedule a move out to find another place to live, but couldn't do that by November. It takes me a while to make things happen because I have so much anxiety. It takes a lot of push to get me to do to face people and do things like that. But having said all of that, I would not be able to make this happen as I thought I had, until like the end of February or whatever, when this other lease contract would expire, rather than by December, when the housing people are saying that it would expire. So I'm very confused about that. I hope that this doesn't upset the apple cart. I'm perfectly content with paying the extra and tightening my belt a little more, and doing without a few things if I can squeeze out this just one more year, and then in November of next year make those preparations on time, knowing that I'm not operating under the dates set forth by the lease contract with the apartment community, as I am operating with the lease that's operated by the housing authority. I'm like I said, it's all very confusing to me, and has all been done at the hands of the apartment community here, which is led me to believe that they understood the ins and outs of all this, and have been instrumental in orchestrating this whole ordeal of now that I think about it, I mean, it's confusing. Why would they submit a request to raise the rent if they were going to raise it, no matter what, other than the fact that maybe, um, it was an attempt to get that money to come from housing, which would be a good thing, for me. But nevertheless, they raised it, and now, I'm not sure. Like I said, I was only made aware today that, if I were going to make preparations to move out of here, that I would have to start in, early no. I would be ready to meet with them early November rather than what I was thinking of January. Um, Another 60, to 90 days or whatever that I lost there. Nevertheless, I haven't slept for, um, the better part of 24 hours, as uh, uh, I've had a lot of anxiety building up, ahead of this meeting, however routine it was to be. Um, it's very traumatic to me, but I believe that everything, like I said, went okay. I can only try to believe that, and in an attempt to reduce my stress and anxiety. They I asked the lady, if okay, so next year then I need to be ready by November to get ready to meet with them to make arrangements to leave here, and she said yes, November. And I asked her, now that this meeting was over, would I can I expect to have further contact with their office concerning the matter? And she said yes, that they would send me a letter describing everything. And I asked her, without being rude, I explained to her that I would be very nervous and anxious until I received that letter and knew, that everything was okay. And she said by the middle of October, which is fortunately not too far away, a month, that I would have a letter from them, stating that, this is the program going forward. And hopefully, without them drawing issue with what this increase in my rent was. I hope. I mean, they were made aware of it. They as a department knew that they were going to raise the rent because they had received a letter from the leasing companies, stating that they were, that I guess, that they were going to do that, um, and nothing was said. And I can again only assume that they forwarded the new contract paperwork or lease agreement to them, as they would maintain those records. But this is all new to me, and I'm very nervous. I'm very anxious. I wanted to make this video, as that's a car alarm. Let me go over here and check outside and make sure that's not my vehicle, but I'll still continue to record this as we go. Ooh, that sounds like it might be mine. So, no, it's not my car. The deal is now that it's all been turned in and everything is ball is in their court, as it were. I'm just waiting now to hear back from them, and to get word that everything is okay, and I'm going to be safe here for another year without being homeless. And if there is anything that comes out of this, I at least want to know there to be at least some sort of a record, kind of stating what went down today and why, and hopefully nothing will come of this, other than just being a daily journal entry, if you will, kind of a video diary that exemplifies some of how the stress of everyday little things in life really work a number on me. As I stated, I've been up for a better part of a day, and it's 8 p.m. now, and I'm still I'm very tired. My eyes are burning. They're tired. I've been laying down hoping that I could fall asleep, and I'm not having much luck at that right now. So that's why I decided to go ahead and do this while I was just sitting here staring at the darkness. But so anyway, here we go. This will be a video diary entry. And number one, really something I might play with on the edit tool there to get some experience for that, is I'm going to do more of these just to kind of chronologically catalog how I'm suffering, physically and mentally, like I stated earlier, with this deal with my teeth. And bear in mind that these aren't cavities, the darkness that you can see, if you can see it in this thing, the dark parts of those images are not cavities. And can't you see? It's almost like it's almost as if my teeth have enamel caps on them, but that's that's where the enamel has been eroding from the inside out, and the teeth are caving in. There's not cavities there. It's the actual composition of the tooth itself is breaking down from, I'm assuming, the medicine that I take. But my teeth are deteriorating. Like I said, they're not cavities eating away. It's all, on the surface there, it's good teeth material. It's just it becomes porous and chalky, and then will disintegrate. And if I happen to sleep with my mouth open, that's really, really bad. But my hand and my right arm are starting to go to sleep and tingle real bad now, because I've been leaning on my arm too long. My neck is really starting to bother me too, so I'm gonna have to go ahead and cut this here where it's at, and this will be entry number one, just in case I need some type of a reminder or whatever, what's been going on. Logging out.